Hello Scorpio, this is your extended reading, and this reading, this extended part, feels like a continuation of what we saw in the first part. So I feel like somehow this Queen of Swords, whoever they are that, showed up in the first part as the source of the attacks, that, maybe is a close person, a close friend, a close coworker, somebody that you trusted, somebody that you felt like it was like a confidant or something, something like that. Like they were a good listener that you could open up, without any sort of just not care, but when you don't fully trust a person, you don't tell everything. But with this person, it's like you had full trust, so you told them everything. Basically, you truly opened your heart. And so when you felt like you finally discovered that they were the ones sending the negative comments, or saying things that were just bringing you down, or it's like they were not being a friend, or they were not on your side, they weren't trying to elevate you, it's like quite the contrary, they were trying to push you down. And once you finally figure out that, like, the real them, right, who they truly were, and their real intention towards you, Scorpio, it's like you figured out a way to turn the same fire that they were trying to use to blame you, to put you down, to burn you, into the fuel that was going to light you up. And the interesting thing is that once you rebuilt this armor, right, to protect yourself, it's like I was going to say, we open up this extended with this card, the Two of Swords. This Two of Swords came through as the continuation of the attack. The sense that I had previously, but now it just changed. It's like this is now them realizing that their the sharpness that they were aiming at you, or the rate that they thought that was, that they were achieving in being negative, or in, trying to just harm you in any way, right? Energetically or physically, or, with a story here, a story there. It's like for them, their amount of just, let's put it this way, bad intentions, okay? However it could play out for you, if it was, with verbal communication, if it was with, manipulation, or a direct confrontation, however it is, right? The swords here are coming through as aggression, however it fits in your case. So this Two of Swords is not that they are slowing down or decreasing the amount of aggression. The Two Swords here are actually what is getting to you now, right? If you, because you had such an open heart, such a very exposed heart, right? It's like all of the attacks were reaching you, right? But since you have rebuilt this armor using the same fire that really burned you, only Two Swords are capable of really getting to you, of getting to your core. But the reason being is that you are embodying the sun. It's interesting because, we have 3 major arcana here, and I feel like this is the amount of light that you're emitting. It's almost like with the sun, it's almost like there is no human, and even, other energies or other forces that are capable of holding back the sun's light, right? There's no way of shutting down this light, or, decreasing the amount of brightness, right? So it's almost like their intention towards you, Scorpio, even now that it's like you know exactly who they are and what their intentions are towards you, it's like they are still trying to get to you, but because you have so brilliantly, you have perceived that, it's almost like if they were trying to burn you with fire, right? And it was really getting to you. At some point, you learn how to tame the fire, right? It's almost like you turn their weapon against themselves, right? And it's not truly against themselves, because you're not attacking them. It's almost like you're using it to become even more brighter or even more powerful, right? And untamed or unreachable or uncontrollable, right? There's no way that they can dim your light in a way. So this is, yes, they are successful in still keeping their attacks going, but the amount of aggression that really gets to you is way less. It's not zeroed, right? Because there are still two swords here, and especially because of this card, right, with the Five of Swords. This is interesting because it's almost like the Five of Swords is going back to the beginning, right, with the Five of Cups. So remember when you felt like you were taking care of this wounding in your heart with a band-aid, right? With a very, how do I put it this? It's like you weren't giving the importance of like how much it really meant to you or how much it was hurting really. It's almost like you weren't giving in to the pain, right? It's almost like you were managing the pain. But here, because they see that their level of efficiency, right, in hurting you is decreasing by the day or by the hour, because you are a force to be reckoned with. You are this light that is unstoppable, or that is really, it's like there is no way that they can beat you anymore, or they can reach to your core, but they believe and their intention is to reach this core of yours, because it's almost like because they know too much, they know you so well, or they know details of your life that really get to a place in you that really shakes you, that really it's almost like even if you are really good in managing your pain, it is still a wound. It is still like a hit, right? So it doesn't matter really if, what happened. It's like from now on that you know how much they are. It's almost like they are, I don't know if they are obsessed with you. It's almost like their mission or it's like everything that they can think of is like how to destroy you in a sense. And I know this is extremely dramatic, but it's like, however they try to carry on their lives, it's almost like they see you as an opponent, or they see you as an enemy that they, were trying to get close to get, very private information for, to use against you. This is what I'm seeing with the Five of Swords. It's almost like even though you're coming through as a force to be reckoned with, it's like they will keep on trying. They will keep on aiming their swords towards you to see if they can break you, right? It's like they will not stop, even now, more so, because it's almost like they see how much of a pure light that you are. And it's almost like the more they aim fire, right, at you, Scorpio, it's like they know that the only thing that they're doing is like increasing your willpower in order to turn that fire into something that is for their personal brightness. It's hard to explain. It's almost like the element that they are trying to use against you, it's like because you know exactly what they're doing now, it's like you are turning it against themselves, but it's not aiming it towards them. It's almost like it's just fortifying yourself. It's just making you an even bigger entity, or an even brighter light that is not able to be dimmed down or shut down, or it's like there is no way that even if they truly reach a very soft spot, right, that they can just, they don't have the control over your light. It doesn't matter how much, whether they're trying to steal it or just dim it down. It's like there is no way, right? Even though they really know maybe things that are very sensitive about you, or things that they know that are your weak points, right? It's like they are trying to use whatever information that they know that you have given, in trust, in, because of this friendship. And the only way out of the situation, to be honest, Scorpio, with this Hermit coming next, so you see, you have, it's like in comparison to what they are using as weapons against you, right? Or, this is a very type of over the top or a very exaggerated image, right? But it's just to intensify the amount of, truth that now right? All of the swords, it's almost like this truth was being masked in the beginning, but now that it's out in the open and exactly, it's like all of the attempts of, bringing you down, it's like now how to defend yourself, and using exactly what they were trying to, just harm you with. You see, it's almost like if they were trying to use, privileged information that you have given in trust, to them. It's like, yes, they have privileged information, but it doesn't mean that you cannot rebuild yourself with that. It's almost like it doesn't matter, because it's like from this moment on, it's like you're not telling them anything else. It's almost like that you cannot trust them, but it doesn't matter like how much this fuels you to, shine your brightest light or be your highest self, and know that your incredible authenticity is, it's like it's nothing close to their attempt to bring you down, right? But they will keep on trying, because it's almost like maybe they have become obsessed with you, or maybe it's almost like this is something that it really bothers them, and in seeing you shining your brightest light, it's almost like they're completely jealous of it. It's almost like they want to steal your light, right? So, but this is something that there is no way that you can block them. It's almost like it's their thing. Let them do what they are used to doing, or what they think is the right thing for them. Maybe they have their reasons, whatever it is. It's none of your business to really make them stop, right? But what you can do is guard yourself in a way that they don't have access to this sacred spot of yours. So the way that I'm seeing this stand of the Hermit is like the how do you call it? Is the invisibility cape, or the cloak that Harry Potter and his friends they wear when they don't want to be seen, right? So this is coming through as like, once you get into this sacred spot, right, that is yours, right? It's almost like you become invisible to them. right? They're, even though they are smart, even though they know things about you that most people don't, their attacks cannot find you because you are inside this invisibility cape, right? The tent is like, it's almost like it has, you know, this ability to make you invisible, but it's more than that. It's like, it's almost like when you're here, the access to other people is blocked. It's like the only access that this tent opens up is for you. You are the only one, you know, able to get to this place. And the thing about it, because afterward we have another major arcana, which is the Hierophant, I feel like somehow when you get into this place, when you feel like it doesn't matter, like if you're trying just to do you, you know, you carry on with your life, you are increasingly, you know, becoming more you than ever, right? Because now you know exactly who this person is. So it's almost like you're more you than ever, right? And their fire is lighting you up in a sense, right? Because it's just making you much more, it's like they are trying to destroy you, but their weapon, it's just fuel for you, right? I feel like that is pretty clear. So once you see that the only alternative that you have to really get rid of the attacks, right, is to get into this space where it's like your sacred space. And this is a place that it's like, even if they try to, you know, send out word that they are trying to get to you, or, you know, create fake news, or, you know, attack you in any way or form, it's like here they simply cannot enter this place, because it's almost like they don't even know about this place. They cannot see it, right? Even from their really smart mind, right? It's almost like they are really good in seeing things. It's almost like, you know, I could see this Queen of Swords is almost like an incredible chess player, because they play a few chess, you know, what is that called? Like, you know, what is the name of that thing? You know, strategy, like the game strategy. It's like they are playing a few steps ahead of you, right? So they're really good in manipulating that way, but they don't even see that this place exists for you, Scorpio. And even more so because of the Hierophant, it's almost like I'm seeing the Hierophant as a guardian that is standing here and making sure that this access is forbidden to anybody else other than you. It's almost like they're trying to make sure, sorry about the noise. So the Hierophant is like, it's almost like they are standing in front of the tent, and it's almost like they are the armor, right? It's almost like when you enter this hermit mode, you have to take off the armor because it's not needed here inside. But the armor itself is this guarding the door, or guarding the access, or making sure that nobody can find this place. So remember when I was talking about that this armor that you're fueling up with the very thing that was, you know, aimed to harm you. It's almost like this is the thing that keeps you protected, or that keeps you, you know, it's almost like you are able to come back and forth from this hermit mode, because this protection is outside of it. So once you are out in the open and you know that the attack is coming, you are able to wear this thing that protects you when you are visible. But when you are invisible, there is no way that you can be found, especially by this one, right? But the other thing about this card, the Hierophant, because it came with the 10 of Cups, So immediately this Hierophant became a very tough parent, like that type of parent that would defend you no matter what, Scorpio. So the Ten of Cups was, talking about family, and the Hierophant was talking about authority. So these two cards together were, bringing me a little bit to a more like a realistic point of view, in a sense, right? Not just the metaphorical point of view. So whether they are trying to find you, whether they're trying to be successful in aiming whatever aggression towards you, right? It's like there is somebody, even if it's not your own armor, there is somebody, and I have to say, potentially a parent, right? Because it's how it's coming through. Or maybe just somebody in your family or that you consider family, right? That the only way that you know that they are trustworthy, because you trusted this other person, right? You trusted this Queen of Swords, but they ended up not being worthy of your trust, basically, right? But this Hierophant, because it's almost like they know about the existence of this place, right? And they want to keep it that way because they want to keep you protected, Scorpio. And the only way that they can access it, and the only way that they know of the existence of this place, and how they can really truly help you to keep this as a very exclusive thing, right? Just for you to recover and to reestablish yourself, is because of love. So this is the reason why I'm saying, whether they are part of your family and they love you truly and they care for you, or they are like family, but this is somebody that, like, their intention, although they are very serious, truly, it's almost like I'm seeing like a person that really, it's like really hard to get a smile from them. But with you, Scorpio, because it's like they care so much about you and your necessary moments of introspection, right? Especially because if they are aware of this thing that is going on and this attack from this person that you consider like a close friend or a close relative or whoever they are, it's like they are even more prepared to help you and to protect your sacred space, right? Because the only way they know, that the only way that they can see this when you are in this mode, is because of love. And this other person, because they are so attached, or they only drink from this swords, which is, here specifically, reading is coming through as very negatively intended, right? It's like their intentions are really low energy or low frequency. There's a beautiful sunset light coming through the window right now. Okay, so yeah, you can see here. So this is love, right? Love, and this family bond type of love is the only access point to this hermit mode of yours. So this is the certainty that this Hierophant is holding to keep you protected from this Queen of Swords. Because it's like, if something is for sure from this person and this Hierophant knows it and you do now, it's like they don't care about you. They don't love you, right? Which is very interesting because it's the opposite of this Hierophant, right? And because we're ending with the Three of Cups, but I have to include already this bottom of the deck card, which is the Three of Swords. So let me put it like this. When love is the only access point, right, to your self-protection, and whoever is helping to protect you know this. It's because they know that it doesn't matter how open and soft and loving your nature is, right? Because you presented yourself first as the Knight of Cups. So you are a naturally trusting person, right? So that is your first instinct, right? You trust people and you have an open heart because this is what you have learned from them, right? Especially if they are a parent, right? So yes, love is at the bottom of this, and this is exactly what is becoming completely apparent to you, where there is love and where there is a lack of love, right? The swords again. And the Three of Cups, in regards to the Three of Swords, it's like, you know that whenever you leave this place where the only way to access it is through love, true love, right? And you have to wear your armor, your wearable armor again, right? Things that can protect you when you are exposed, when your heart is fully open and you're trusting, because it's almost like you're emitting, well, you are shining brightly, right? So you are naturally emitting a type of signal so that others can find you, so that you can co-create with them, co-create from the heart. But it also, like, it's like energetically attracting this type of signal or frequency, because you allowed, it's almost like because you allowed them to be part, because you misinterpreted their offer or their friendship, right? But now it's very clear to you, right, Scorpio? It's like this distinguishment is like very, very clear to you. So after all of that, let's see what the astrological runes have to add as a final guidance for you. Oh yeah, okay. So the rune that came through is Leo, and it's actually, you know, referring back to the sun. The sun is the ruler of Leo. But this is also talking about all of the fire that we saw, you turning from the thing that was harming you into something that was fueling you, fueling your creativity to rebuild your sense of self-confidence and self-protection, right? So the thing also about Leo is that their authenticity comes from a true heart, and this is what, you know, you're now seeing the difference. It's like very clear to you who truly loves you and who doesn't, and who cares about you and has like a real good intention towards you and who doesn't. But this will not turn down your light, or this will not compromise your sense of exposure, right? Because Leo is the sign, you know, within all of the 12 signs of the zodiac that, you know, is the most visible, right? So whenever you want to retreat, you know that you have your tent, your hermit mode that is only accessible to those that truly, truly love you. And it is a protected space. But whenever you have to come out, because it is inevitable, right? It's like you have to show who you are to the world. There is no way to contain this light of yours, right? It has to be seen. And so you know that it's like whatever happened will not really be this stain in your self-confidence or in your self-trust, right? And it's actually more than that. It's like your desire to show up in this vulnerable and exposed state, right? It's not because this person was not trustworthy that you're not going to trust others, right? It's just that now you have a much more clear way to differentiating the true intentions from now on. I hope it makes sense to you, Scorpio. I know this can be very intense, but the outcome feels like a very discerned ability, right? So I hope this was insightful for you. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.